I expect this video is going to be one of those videos where I'm either going to be told it's clickbait, I don't know what I'm talking about, or that it's just pure AI slop. So let's get into this, because this entire Blender backslash that's recently occurred has made one think about funding in open source can be a catch-22 situation. Let's take a look at what I mean. The Blender story is essentially recently Anthropic joined as a Patreon, and they were going to be a corporate Patreon and essentially helping to fund Blender, because contrary to popular belief, people need to be paid and some projects actually need money to be able to survive. Now, on paper, this looks like it's a win for everyone because you have a company like Anthropic helping Blender. But on the other side is we also know that AI tools out there do pose a risk for not only developers in different jobs, but also for those in the graphics and video design part of the world, which is, of course, something that Blender is part of. How did the community that uses this free and open source application? They reacted with anger and suspicion. They were concerned that AI companies were going to influence open source tools. They were afraid that Blender is going to have generative AI creeping into it. What happened? Blender's reclassified it now as a singular donation. So instead of Anthropic giving monthly donations, they've agreed that they're going to do a one-time donation, and that means that the money will still come in, but without the title. Bit of a face-saving compromise more than anything. And as they've said, Blender's a tool for artists and creators. It's made by humans for you humans, and no generative AI functionality is available or being planned, which was their clear sign in the sand. Now, I do know that there has recently been developments, one with Anthropic and additional graphics tools and everything they've done and all of that type of stuff. I get why folks are upset. But the other side of thing is catch-22. And what I mean by that is this. A lot of open source applications need funding. Maintainers burn out, they abandon projects due to financial pressure, and not all of them necessarily get the support that Blender does. A lot of them really survive on fractions, if anything. If a lot of these open source projects take funding from grants or those type of things, they often come with reporting, agendas sometimes, not always, compliance requirements. So what do? If you keep the purity trap of things there and you're becoming a corporate sellout, what's going to happen? If every funding source is unacceptable in folks' eyes, what are the projects supposed to do? Then there's going to be nothing. This is the bigger question. We ask for free software. Not only free as in we can see the code, but we don't want to pay for it. Or a lot of folks don't want to pay. It needs to be private, completely, secure, absolutely, compliant, so as to meet regulations globally, be maintained forever, so we don't want it to be abandoned. We want it to be ethically pure, so we want funding sources to be pure. And I get that, and I understand that, and I agree with all of those. And we want folks to do this for free in their spare time. So what do we offer in return? Folks will often give bug reports. There's no logs. Feature requests are often treated as demanding on a free product. If something gets funded, it gets scrutinized. Purity tests for every sponsor. If someone changes something, there's outrage. And not many people wanting to contribute on this. So how do we move forward on this? Either where there has to be better transparent governance from these projects to actually say what the funding is and what it's being used for, because if they fund it, it doesn't necessarily mean that they control it. Normalize paying for free and open source software. If we want these projects to be able to move forward, we might have to start paying for these and donate them. And it's something that should be normal, not just the exception. And do we accept imperfect funding? Do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of a few in this case? And should we stop purity tests? Is there not a fine line between betrayal and survival? Do we want purity and abandon projects, or do we want projects that are going to last long and continue surviving? I want to wrap this up and say I get both sides of it, and it's going to a very interesting story, and there's no necessarily right answer. So let's hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.